Good afternoon, members of this group D1. Welcome to the second lecture, which is going to be on basic grammar. As usual, my name is Dr. AMINU. I believe last module was interesting to you, though it was presented by my guest lecturer, Aliyu Yakubu Yusuf. I hope it was informative and educative. Now this time around I'm available and I'm going to present the second module to you, titled Basic Grammar. Follow the discussion. Tense. We are now going to discuss tense in this slide. Tense is a form. Tense is a term in grammar which indicates the time of an action or event. On the other hand, tense is one of the forms of a verb that shows the time and continuance or completion of an action or state expressed by the verb. Universally, tense or time is divided into three. We have present, we have past, we have future. These are the three types of tense that we have in English. What is present tense? The present tense generally deals with actions that are either existing or being considered now. The present tense has the idea of the currency associated with it. This category of the tense is divided into four, which we are going to see as follows. The present tense, the present simple tense. The present simple tense. This tense can be used in various situations. It is formed by using the base form of the verb. For example, to express a present action. In other words, present simple tense is used to express a present action. Like in the following sentences: Adamu likes rice. You enjoy the lecture. Musa attends the class. All these are simple present tense. So they are used, they are present simple tense, they are used to express present action. Present simple tense also could be used to express a repeated or habitual action. We go to mosque every Friday. I take tea every morning. I lecture you every Friday or weekly. So all these are examples of present simple tense that express habitual action. Present simple tense could also be used to express a general action that is true, or that was true, or that is likely to be true in the future, such as scientific principles. If you say the sun sets in the west, this is simple present tense or present simple tense that express a general action that is true. The sun sets in the west. Mosquitoes transmit malaria. The earth is spherical. All these are examples of simple present tense that express something that is true. Number two, apart from present simple tense, we have the present continuous tense. This is used to express an action in progress at the time of speaking. It is formed by using am, is, are, plus the ing form of the verb. This requires the use of auxiliary verbs, which we sometimes explained in our previous one of our previous classes. I am lecturing now. Am I lecturing now? You are listening. Are you listening? She is jumping. Is she jumping? In these sentences, one is declarative and the other is interrogative. You find out that it has auxiliaries am in the first sentence with the verb following. Number two, you have are as the verb, listening following, are auxiliary helping the verb listening. Number 3 is auxiliary, helping, jumping. So the present continuous tense actually uses auxiliary plus the ing form of the verb. Then we have number 3, the present perfect tense. This is used to describe an action that is completed in the past, whose effect continues till the present. There are two situations in which the present perfect tense is used. It is formed by using has or have plus the participle form of the verb. Let us see these examples. Now, present perfect tense could be used to express an action that has just been completed. They have arrived. He has finished the work. They have eaten the food. They have arrived. Have is used as auxiliary with the participle form of the word arrive. The participle is arrived. They have arrived, present perfect tense. He has finished the work, present perfect tense. They have eaten the food, present perfect tense. So in these tenses you find out that these sentences portray how present perfect tense could be used to express an action that has just been completed. Now, present perfect tense can also be used to express an action that is completed in the past, but whose effect continues up to the present. For example, I have known Shehu for 10 years. The students have sat down. You will find out that these tenses or these sentences express an action that is completed in the past, but still the effect continues up to the moment. I have known Shehu for 10 years. Up to this moment, Shehu is familiar to me. The students have sat down. Up to this moment, the students are sitting down. So this is what it means. Number 4, we have the present perfect continuous tense. This is used to show an action which started in the past but continues up to the present time. It's formed by using has been or have been plus the ing form of the verb. For example, we have been receiving lectures for the past 2 weeks. She has been reading her book. It has been raining heavily. You see continuity, perfect continuous. Auxiliary have was been and then the ing form of the verb. Or auxiliary verb has was been and then the ing form of the verb. This indicates the sentences are in present perfect continuous form. Then we have past tense. Remember we talked about simple present before. Now we are going to now talk about the past tense. What is past tense? This tense expresses an action that is completed in the past. We normally use past tense when narrating a story. This is also divided into 4 as follows. We have the past simple, which is the commonest of all the tenses. The past simple tense is generally used to describe events, habitual activities, and states in the past. It consists of only one verb. It is formed by using the past form of the verb. For example, we used past tense, alright, to express an action completed at the point in time in the past. Look at the following sentences. I found my mother last 2 months. Nigeria gained independence in 1960. She sat for SSCE last year. All these sentences express action completed at the point in time in the past. So this is one way in which past tense is used. Now past tense is also used to express habitual activities in the past. It rained every day in August. They went to church every Sunday. The boys ran to school daily. You could see that these sentences express habitual activities, but in the past. This is one way in which past tense also is used in English language. Now, past tense is used to express a state in the past, as exemplified in the following sentences. The soup was tasteless. Musa became rich later. You see, was, became. They are the markers. of the tense in these sentences, and the tense is past simple, past tense. Now the past continuous. Past continuous. This tense is used to express an action in progress or incomplete. This tense is used to express an action in progress or incomplete in the past. It is formed by using was, were, was or were, plus the ing form of the verb. For example, I was eating when my sister called me. You were shouting at the top of your voice when I entered the class. I was praying in the mosque. Was eating, were shouting, was praying. All these are indicators of past continuous. The past perfect. This tense shows an action that had completed earlier in the past before another action began. So we have two series of action in the past. One come, one became, or one was done before the other action. So this, in this case, past perfect becomes or is used. It is formed by using had plus past participle form of the verb, because had is the simple past of have and has. Have and has are present. Had in their simple past. So in this case, past perfect requires the use of had plus the past participle form of the verb. I had finished lecture before she arrived. So two issues happened here, or two actions were done here. Finishing of the lecture, arrival of someone, all in the past. So one should be in the simple past, it should be in the past perfect, and then the other should be in simple past. I had finished lecture, past perfect, before she arrived, simple past. We had taken lunch. We had taken lunch, simple past, past perfect. So past perfect does not mean you have to always get the past perfect followed by the simple past. It could be just one sentence which is a past perfect, just like in this case, we had taken lunch. This is an example of past perfect without any action in the simple past that follows. The train had left the station when she came. So in this case, we have two series of events: coming of the train and coming of someone. Leaving of the train and coming of someone. So one has to be in the past perfect and the other should be in simple past. The train had left, past perfect. The train had left the station, past perfect, when she came. Now we also have past perfect continuous. This tense shows or expresses an action that had been taking place up to when another action began. It is formed by using had been plus ing form of the verb. For example, she had been keeping the money, past perfect continuous. I had been teaching the English language, past perfect continuous. Students had been cheating in exams since before independence, past perfect continuous. Students had been cheating in exams since before independence. This is another example of past perfect continuous. Now future tense. What is future tense? Future tense of verbs expresses events or actions that have not yet happened and that will happen at some point in the future. There are four terms, or there are four types or forms of the future tense as follows. Simple future. This shows an action that will take place in the future. It is formed by using will, shall, plus the base form of the verb. For example, the Super Eagle will play tomorrow. Will, you see, play tomorrow. So will comes, then the base form of the verb play follows. This makes it to be simple future. I shall go to Lagos next week. Shall go, shall and go, simple future. We will like it. Will like it. Future, simple. Now 2, we have future continuous. This shows an action that will be in the progress in the future. This shows an action that will be in progress in the future. It is formed by using will be, shall be. We use shall and we use will, but plus be, then followed by the ing form of the verb. We shall be finishing this lecture by next month. Shall be finishing, future continuous. You will be coming next week. Will be coming, future continuous. I will be driving to home. Will be driving, future continuous. Now we have future perfect as well. This tense shows an action that will be finished in future. This is formed by using will have or shall have plus past participle form of the verb. We shall have completed this course by the end of November. We shall have completed this course by the end of January. So, shall have completed indicates future perfect. Boys will have eaten by night, future perfect. She will have gone home by noon, future perfect. Will have gone, future perfect. We also have future perfect continuous. This tense shows an action that will have been in progress in future. Action that will have been in progress in the future. It is formed by using will have been or shall have been plus the ing form of the verb. Adamu will have been eating his lunch by this time tomorrow. We shall have been completing this course by this time next month. Students will have been going home by 6 o'clock tomorrow. All these are examples of future perfect continuous. So we are done with tense. Now we'll look at punctuation. Punctuation. What is punctuation? What is the essence of punctuation? How relevant is punctuation in English language? Now, punctuation provides divisions between sentences and parts of sentences. It makes reading easy because you know where to stop a little and where to stop a little longer. Punctuation marks, therefore, some punctuation makes understanding of a passage or writing easier. There are 3 types of punctuations used at the end of each sentence, and we call them terminal punctuations. These are stop, question mark, and exclamation mark. Full stop, question mark, and exclamation mark. They are called terminal punctuation, and they come at the end of a sentence. A full stop. Full stop, or what is sometimes called period, is used in the following ways. The full stop is used to mark the end of a declarative sentence. A declarative sentence is a statement. For instance, all Bayero University students are to bring their dictionaries to the class tomorrow. So full stop has to come in the end because this is a declarative sentence, a statement. It requires a full stop to end it. It is raining. This is also a statement, so you have to end it with a full stop. So the full stop is used to mark the end of declarative sentence. It is also used to mark the end of an imperative sentence. What is imperative? If the imperative not strong enough to require an exclamation mark, then an imperative sentence is a command. What is an imperative sentence? It is a command. When we say imperative sentence, we mean a command. So we use a full stop also in that case. Yes, when it does not require, it is not strong enough to require an exclamation mark, so we now use a full stop. Open the windows. It's not as strong as exclamation, so we don't expect exclamation mark here, but we can end it with what? With a full stop. Open the window. Go and call me a doctor. Go and call me a doctor. eat as much as you like. So in these sentences, they are imperative, they are command, but they are not as strong as statement that requires exclamation mark. Therefore we use a full stop to end them. The full stop is used after abbreviations. Al-Haji, A-L-H, you put abbreviation. B-M, Muhammad. So Bashir Muhammad or Bashir Musa Muhammad. So Al-Haji B-M, Al-Haji dot A-L-H, abbreviation B-M, B dot M dot Muhammad. Mr. T-M Awaisu, Mr. M-R dot T dot M dot Awaisu. Aliyu Kamal PhD, PH dot D dot. So full stop could be used also in abbreviations. Apart from using full stop in the names of people, companies and government agencies, apart from using full stop in the names of people, companies and government agencies are often referred to by their initial letters. For example, NTA, full dot dot, NPF, NITEL, BUK, MTN, etc. So in that case, dot 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 is used in that abbreviation of the government agencies, alright, with the initial letters. Now we are done with full stop. Let's now talk about the question mark. The question mark is used after a direct question or a rhetorical question. A rhetorical question is a question which does not require an answer. Example of direct questions are: when do you work to finish the work? When do you hope to finish the work? Something like that. When do you hope to finish the work? How can I get to the post office? Do you know his name? These are examples of direct questions. But we have, on the other hand, examples of rhetorical questions. For instance, can a man ever learn from his past mistakes? How would I know that he would be angry? These are rhetorical questions. Now the exclamation mark. As the name implies, exclamation marks are used at the end of exclamatory sentences. For example, come here if you dare. How wonderful. Oh, amazing. What a nice idea. All these are expressions that require an exclamation mark to end them. We are done with terminal punctuation marks. Now we are going to look at other punctuation marks. Comma. What is the comma? A comma is used between words in a list. Between words in a list. This means that a comma is used to separate words. For instance, if you say he has milk, comma, sugar, comma, biscuits, comma, soap and bottled water in his house. This is a list of items, and therefore they should be separated with commas. Or when you say she came across a short, fat, ill-tempered fellow. So short, comma, fat, comma, ill-tempered fellow. Series of adjectives have to be separated with commas. Now commas are used also to separate clauses in compound sentences. For example, the chairman arrived at the conference on time, comma, and everybody stood up. The sun was not shining, comma, but still it was hot. Okay, so you use it to separate clauses in compound sentences. He could not accept the invitation, for he had been ill. He could not accept the invitation, comma, for he had been ill. There we have a comma also. Now colon. The colon is another punctuation mark. Colon is used in a sentence to introduce a list. For example, the subjects I like are, then you put a colon and list them. English, comma, geography, comma, economics, comma, government, comma, and biology. Full stop. Or the following school prefects have been appointed. Colon, then you list the school prefects. The following school prefects have been appointed. Colon. Head boy, head girl, house captains, and labor prefect. So colon can also be used for an extension of an expressed idea or information. In other words, colon can also be used for an extension of an expressed idea or an expressed information. For example, we submitted our term papers to the teacher at different times as follows: colon, Adamu, early in the morning; Halima, at noon, colon; Muhammad, in the evening, full stop. So colon here is used to to indicate extension of an expressed idea or information. You have series of information that are extended, so they should be followed by, or they should be accompanied by a colon. We submitted our term papers to the teacher at different times as follows: Adamu, early in the morning, colon, no, semicolon; Halima, at noon, semicolon; Muhammad, in the evening, full stop. But remember, we use colon when we are trying to introduce the different times the students submitted their papers to the teacher. We submitted our term papers to the teacher at different times as follows. This is why you put a colon. Now, a colon is also used for formal introduction of quotation. For example, commenting Bilkisu's brilliant performance, the teacher said, colon, you are a pride to my class. So colon is used where you say the teacher said, then you put a colon, and then the information comes in an inverted comma because it's a direct quotation. You are a pride to my class. Now, semicolon. The semicolon is used to separate clauses in a compound sentence when there is no coordinating conjunction. For example, the farmer planted millet, semicolon. He did not plant rice. I told him to wait, semicolon. I did not tell him to eat. These are clauses, they are clauses in a compound sentence, and therefore they should be separated by a colon, because we did not use coordinating conjunction to link them up. I told him to wait. I did not tell him to eat. So you have to separate these compound sentences with a semicolon instead of using the coordinating conjunction. Now, the semicolon can also be used to separate clauses in a compound sentence which has but as a coordinating conjunction. For example, the trader has different kinds of goods, semicolon, but they are expensive. Or some students do not work hard, semicolon, but they want to pass their examinations. So these two examples, semicolon is used to separate the clauses in compound sentences, but which has but as coordinating conjunction. So when compound sentence has maybe coordinating conjunction, but a semicolon can still be used before the coordinating conjunction but. As we have exemplified, some students do not work hard, semicolon, but they want to pass their examinations, full stop. We have the apostrophe, another punctuation mark. In writing, we sometimes use contraction, that is, we omit a letter or some letters in a word. In most cases, when we contract a word, we combine it with another word so that we have a single expression. To indicate the place where the letters are missing, we use the apostrophe. For example, I don't know. Don't is contractive. It's a contractive form of do not. So you say I don't, D-O-N, then apostrophe T to indicate that something is missing. I don't know. Or Adam won't come. Adam won't come. Apostrophe. The meeting will be held at 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock, you put apostrophe. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that. Instead of I am, you contract it and say am. So you have to use apostrophe there. Aren't you coming with me? Instead of you saying are you not, then you say aren't you coming with me? So aren't requires an apostrophe because it's a contraction indicating that certain letters are omitted. We also use the apostrophe with S after a noun or pronoun to form the possessive. So if the noun is singular, we place the apostrophe before the S. But if the noun is plural and it ends in S, the apostrophe comes after the nouns. For example, Muhammad's book is missing, apostrophe S after the D, last D in the name of in the Muhammad's name. The Muhammad's book. The boy's cap is blue. The girl's shoes were well polished. So girls, plural, we put the apostrophe after the S. Already we have S plural marker of the girls, so you just put apostrophe after the S. The men's bags were put on the floor. Men's, apostrophe S. The duck's tails were wagging. Now ducks in plural, so you only put the apostrophe after the last S because already you have a plural noun there. The woman's toilet is on the school premises. Woman's, apostrophe S after the N. Yes. Now we have the capitals. We use a capital letter for the first letter of all proper nouns. For example, names of persons: Sani, Abdul, Ibrahim, Ladi, David, John, Aisha. All this needs to be started with a capital letter. We use capital letter when we write the names of places. Calabar, Ibadan, Kano, Babura, Abuja, Kaduna, Zaria, Wakene. So you start with the capital letter. You also start with the capital letter when you write names of countries: Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, Cameroon, Libya, Germany. You need to write or start writing these countries with a capital letter. You also use capital letter at the beginning of names of mountains: Mountain Kilimanjaro, Mountain Kenya, Mountain Everest. You need to start with a capital letter while writing these mountains. Yes. Mountain, capital M. Kenya, capital K. Mountain Everest, capital M, capital E. Mountain Kilimanjaro, capital M, capital K. We also use capital while writing the names of rivers: River Niger, River Benue, River Nile, capital R, capital N, River Niger. River Benue, capital R, capital B. River Nile, capital R, capital N. We also use capital when we write the names of lakes: Lake Chad, capital L, capital C. Lake Victoria, capital L, capital V. Lake Tanganyika, capital L, capital T. We also use capitals when we write names of oceans: Atlantic, Pacific, Indian Oceans. You need to capitalize them, the initial. We also use capital in the names of continents: Africa, Asia, Europe, Australia. You also use capital letter when you write the names of months: January, March, December, April, etc. We also use capital letters when we write the names of days of the week: Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, etc. Other uses of capital. We capitalize the first letter of the first word of every sentence. It's obvious. We capitalize the first letter of every line of poetry. This is obvious. We capitalize the pronoun I. This is obvious. We capitalize the first letter of the first word of opening and closing of a letter. For example, Dear Abdul, or yours sincerely. So Dear Abdul, capital D, capital A. But yours sincerely, you capitalize the first Y in yours, then sincerely, small s. This takes us to the end of all our discussion on the items in Module 2, Lecture 1 and 2. We have so far explained word classes, sentences or sentence structures, sentence structure and functions, tenses and punctuations. Thus, we have 5 modules left to cover the course contents of this great course to our new students in the university. Thank you for listening. We look forward to seeing you or meeting you while presenting the third module that deals with reading comprehension. I think, yeah, reading comprehension. So, have a great day. Bye bye. We meet next week. Thank you.